My name's David, and I was asked to, kind of put a little structure for today. So we're here to memorialize Mark Benseler. And as sure as we're born, we will die. And if we're lucky, we get to leave a legacy and memories with those who are left. And so that's us. And we all know Mark in some way, some much closer than others, but we're all here to share in this time. And so I'm going to ask people to come up if you want to share. Come up here. You're going to be recorded, so this can be shared with others. And please project, because sound doesn't travel as well as it does to your ears.
Yeah.
Sean, are you ready to come up?
Yes, I believe I am.
Okay, why don't you come up, and I'd like you to stand right here.
Right here. Right here.
Right here. And remember to project so that everybody can hear.
Okay.
Because I know, and take your time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good?
Yep, I got it. Thank you. Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming. I'm very happy that you all are here today. One of the questions that has been asked of me a lot is how me and Mark met. We used to get a kick out of it because we knew and grew up with all of the same people to varying degrees. So when we met in 2018, it was kind of like, how is it even possible that we've known the same people since we were like 15 years old, 14 years old, and have never met each other before? We were friends for quite a while before it evolved into something more. And during that time, there are certain qualities about Mark that made me feel like I won the lottery. And you can put the adjective extreme before any one of these, and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Mark was extremely loyal, passionate, romantic, smart, fun, and funny. If he was your friend, he had your back, no matter what. He was ride or die with you, and that's how we were for each other. In other words, being with him every day was Valentine's Day, so I considered myself really lucky. He was also part of my family. He would come and play games of Clue and Uno, and was kind of surprised that you can actually cheat at playing Clue and Uno. And my dad was a big part of that. He used to come to my niece's volleyball games, and I would spend time over at his house, and on the porch in Florida, him and his brother would be busting up laughing, like, what are you looking at? And he would show me. And I said, oh my God, your poor mother. And I walked away. It was really funny. But it was good to see that he was in communication with Bill, and we were actually looking forward to having them come so we could go to Universal. We had a lot of support from both my family and his family, in particular from Donna, his mom. Without her support, it would have never gotten off the ground. And she couldn't have known it at the time, but she made it possible for the last 2 years of his life to be extraordinarily happy ones. And being in Florida, Mark was a kid in a candy store there. He loved plants and exploring new terrain. If there was a snake, an alligator, it didn't matter, a turtle, no matter what it was, he would stop and mess with it. To the point where I'd be like, no, don't go that close to the alligator. It'd move really, really fast. And he'd look at me like, what's the big deal? So when we would go on hikes together, and it was kind of like being with the Discovery Channel when you're being told all the Latin names of the different plants. And it was, for me, I loved it. It was like magic. It was fascinating. I loved being with someone that loved what they did and was passionate about it. He had a great job and had begun to get offers from parks that were designed by some of his favorite horticulturists. And he was really excited about that, so things were going really well. We were very much looking forward to growing old together, and we were having the time of our lives exploring and living in the woods in Florida. It was like luxury camping. All we had to do was go outside. He'd go fishing right across the street. He spent a lot of time going fishing into the gun range with neighbors. And he would also, since in Florida the fireworks, there was nothing illegal. Every day was 4th of July. Sometimes I would hear him setting off fireworks outside, and I'd run out there, like, not too close to the cars, not too close to the cars. And he enjoyed his job at Universal. He was getting promoted every 3 to 6 months, and he spent a lot of time, other than spending the time with me, we used to joke about his work wife, Leland, who was the other person that he spent a lot of time with, and they talked every day, and he just fit in perfectly, and the neighbors loved him, and it was an amazing time. I miss and love him, and I know you guys do too. Thanks for being here to share the memories and the impact he had on your lives as well. So thank you. I love him and I miss him, and I know you guys do too. And he would have wanted you to know how happy he was and how much he loved his life. Thank you.
Thank you.
So at this time, I'd like to invite people to come up, share a few thoughts about Mark, memories that were important to you. Do we have anybody who's willing to volunteer to come up next?
Hi everyone. For those who don't know, I'm Mark's brother Bill. And I just can't believe you're gone. But I'll leave you with a memory I had of Mark. We were like 11, or I was 11, he was 7. We were in Germany, and he was looking down the fishery, and he said, "I think I can touch the fish." And I was like, "Oh yeah, you can," and I pushed him in. I got a lot of trouble for it, but it'll always warm my heart knowing that one part. It's just so funny. That's all I can say. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you, Bill.
Potent memories. It's always good to, laugh. All right. Who wants to come up next? Who's got something to share? Come on up. You, then you. Joe. Remember to project.
Hi, I'm Joe. I became really good friends with Mark over the years. There was years that we spent every day together, getting involved in mischief and having a lot of fun. Mark had a passion for life and to escape boredom, and we shared that. And I'm not going to go into a lot of stories and stuff. We can all do that later. But one thing I did want to share is that he helped me a lot sometimes going through hard stuff with his outlook on life. We always would confide in each other about a lot of different things. And one things I took away from a very young age when we became friends is I was telling him about something that was bothering me. He turned to me and went, "Dude, you know we're just hairless pink apes floating on a big rock through space. Why the hell are you worried about this?" And that's how I think I was able to take that throughout my life, and that's kind of how he lived too.
Oops.
So, that's what I have. I love Mark, and he was one of my best friends.
Thanks, Joe.
Okay. Well, I know we had somebody. Who else was gonna? Are you ready? Come on up. If you stand right here and just project.
A lot of people don't know me, but I'm Sophia. Mark was my dad's brother. I've heard many stories about him, and they all seem like really good. I've called him before, and I've never really met him, but I wish I did. He seemed like an amazing person, I'm glad that he was able to make my dad happy. I've seen my dad as the most strong person I know. He's my hero. He's helped me through many hard parts of my life, and I couldn't thank him enough for that. But the one time that I saw my dad cry, it made me realize that maybe dads aren't so strong. I mean, I'm not saying that he's not strong. I'm saying that he's the strongest person I know. He's gone through so much. Mark was there through him, Mark was there with him so much. And in some ways, I see Mark through my dad. Mark was an amazing, positive person, and if he could be here now to see my dad, I know that he would be really proud of him. And I just can't thank Mark enough for how much impacts he has had on my dad's life. So thank you.
It's great. You know, I know a lot of these people here, and my memories of Mark, you know, mostly go back to, you know, we weren't, you know, the same age, so I was a little older, and I remember Mark being, you know, kind of the newer crew. But over the past number of years, just even through social media and with, you know, Shauna's relationship with Mark, you know who a kindred spirit is. And, you know, Mark is the kind of person that, you know, you like to surround yourself with, because, you know, I've heard mention of loyalty and kinship and likely very potent memories for everybody who really knew him. And I've known Shauna for, you know, most of my life, probably, you know, I think she at least 35 years, since she was 15 and I was maybe like 16. So it says a lot to me, you know, who she chose to be with. And I think it's great that, you know, people have come, you know, from out of state to be here. It says a lot. And you know, you know, if anybody else would like to come up and share some of their memories, please do so. Anybody else? Come on, we won't bite. How about you guys in the back, huh? Kyle? No, you're not. All right. Well, you know, we're going to be sharing stories, you know, with each other and share a little bit of food. But, you know, keep a soul like Mark in your heart. You know, we've all had people that are close to us, and we don't get to keep them forever. But they live on through your memories and through sharing those memories with the people who knew your loved ones. You know? And so, even though this is a solemn time, this is for us, and you know, we're all here, and we're gonna, you know, appreciate each other. So
Let's eat.
let's eat.
Let's eat. Thank you, Dave.